Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the FireButton podcast. This time we're talking about E3, and with me, I am your host, Steve, by the way. I have Aid. Say hello, Aid.
Hello, Aid.
And I also have Jay from sunny Sheffield. Say hello, Jay.
You're right. Hello.
All right.
So, before we dive straight into E3 shenanigans, I thought we'd do our usual, which is, what have we been playing? So, Aid, what have we been playing?
One game.
One game.
The one game.
Destiny.
That's the one.
Is this going to become a recurring gag on the podcast? What are you playing, Aid? 4 years from now, still Destiny 2.
Now, last week we had the big content drop. The raid came out and everything, and it's just been a grind for the raid. And we went in... the raid dropped Tuesday. We went in Thursday, and we've just been hammering it for a couple of hours every day. And we actually managed to finish it within the first week.
Which is the special event thing, so you get a hoodie or something, they said?
Well, we get a chance of buying a jacket.
You get the chance of
We get a code.
What?
We get a code, which we can use in the store to buy a jacket. And the jacket costs something like $150.
So is it cheaper because you beat it in the week?
Well, without the code, it's about 7,000.
What the fuck is this jacket? Is it lead lined or something for full radiation zoots in space? You know? Oh, okay.
It's like if you finish it within the first 24 hours, you get a special emblem, you get the exotic, and you also get the jacket as well. But the first week, everyone can get the jacket.
No, you get the opportunity to buy the jacket.
Yeah. But who cares? We did it.
Okay, fair.
The beauty of capitalism, guys.
Yeah,
pretty much. The other one I dabbled into, I say slightly. It's probably the same game that you've been playing as well.
Void Bastards.
That's the one.
Okay.
So I'll wait for you to talk about that.
Okay. Jay, what have you been playing, my dude?
Well, what I'd like to say is, in the hype for Wolfenstein Youngbloods, I've been playing Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus. But that took 6 hours to download and update on our crappy, slow apartment internet because I'd uninstalled it. So instead, I've been cramming in some Contra Hardcore on the Mega Drive.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, run and gun stuff. I actually prefer it to the much vaunted Contra 3, the Alien Wars.
That's the SNES one, right?
Yeah, that's the SNES one. Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy game. When it says hardcore, that's it's in Marine Corps, but hardcore. It's a pun because the game is really fucking hard, and I love it. I
mean, none of the Contra games have ever been like a cakewalk, so that's got to be a brutal thing to say. If this one is the hard one.
Yeah, the Western version, the European and US, they actually got rid of the energy bar system that the Japanese version had, meaning that one-hit kills, classic Contra style, but that's the thing that really harms the game. It goes from being hard to, oh my god, what the fuck am I playing? It makes Cuphead look like a cakewalk.
God.
I think Cuphead has the added charm of being cutesy. I'm suffering and my soul is being pushed out its bum. But at least it looks nice.
Yeah.
There was another game Jay was playing, but only recently. I'm trying to think, because there's something about first-person decapitation.
Yeah, that was Wolfenstein 2. I actually got a little bit of Wolfenstein 2 in last night, and I had to mind bleach after the first-person decapitation, because I don't want that to be the last thing I see before bed, and I don't want to be dreaming about it.
Oh, okay.
Was that the part right at the beginning of the game?
No, this is... that's the third-person decapitation where you see someone get killed. I remember this because...
From what I gather, it's halfway through.
Right. I didn't play much of Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein, it's alright. I'd say New Order was better, personally, but Wolfenstein 2 was... The problem with Wolfenstein 1... Well, Wolfenstein The New Order versus Wolfenstein 2, for me, is Wolfenstein The New Order is... It's almost what I feel like GoldenEye would be if it was made today. I know it was remade recently, but ignore that. But Wolfenstein 2 is very much you can play it stealthily if you want, but it can be a badass action game. You can just dual-wield, fully automatic shotguns and charge. Wolfenstein 2, you could do that. You are going to die. It's a stealth action game. Or at least that's the way it feels to me. It feels like they focus too much on the stealth aspects. Would you say that's fair, Jay?
To be honest, I think it depends really on how you set yourself up early game. As soon as you get access to the perks, you really ought to start grinding the ones that are going to benefit your playstyle. I for some reason went for the melee perks, and now I'm I'm a killing machine with that hatchet. But, it's fun. There's a firefight. I try and do the stealthy thing because that's the wise idea. And, sort of, I get spotted because I'm shit at stealth and everything just explodes into sirens and whatnot. And I'm just running up to people through as many bullets as I can soak and then just hatcheting them. You get a little bit of invulnerability while you're doing that. And so I just sort of try and combo the hatchet kills. It's great.
Channeling your inner Doom guy without the health pickups, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it's Nazi Doom to me.
Yeah.
Nazi Doom. So
what have I been playing, as Aid cheekily referenced earlier? Yes. I've dabbled in this charming game called Void Bastards, which seems to be modelled after, I want to say, a Silver Age comic book kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're criminals, you're on this space cruiser, the crew are all dead, but they've got like a million criminals in deep, it's all a frame device, but they're like a million criminals in deep, like, sleep. And they rehydrate them and throw them out to solve problems to get through this nebula the ship's stuck in. And this is going to sound so cliche, it's a randomly generated, like, roguelike with level up mechanics and everything else, and it's a first person stealth action game. Well, it's not, you don't have to be stealthy, you can run around like a maniac.
I think the best description I've heard is it's FTL meets System Shock.
Yeah, no, that's pretty on the nose, actually. That's pretty perfect.
Oh.
I do like the Rogue Legacy-like traits of the characters, though. You're going to go through a lot of criminals playing this game.
Which first one did you start off with? Was it the guy who coughed?
Yeah, you always start... It's, I think the opening, like, first time through, you get Coughing Guy, who's, like, an ex-smoker, and then he goes into random people after that.
I had a big, like an Asian, I'd say Indian.
An Asian Indian?
Well, you know what I mean, like South American type.
We're going all over the globe here.
Right. But, he had, like, extra long reach with his arms that I had, so I could, like, reach things from halfway across the fucking...
Oh, I didn't know you could get those kind of perks. Mine were like, I get critical hits occasionally and stuff. But yeah, your enemies are all, like, weird ghost people and space pirates who just come and insta-kill you.
And they've all got a weird British accent.
Oh, it's very... I mean, I think the dude from the Stanley Parable narrator's in there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he's like your computer dude. Your main, like, voice in the back of your head.
The very British one.
Yeah. But no, it feels like almost Red Dwarf in the humour, for want of a better term.
Like a Brummy accent?
It varies, mate.
Yeah.
It varies. I do think that its emphasis on get in, get the thing, get out makes it a bit samey when you're on, like, your 50th ship. If you just go for the objectives, it's probably a little faster. And I would argue some of the guns are a bit pants.
Well, a lot of the guns are pants.
A lot of the guns are a bit pants. But I do appreciate its charm. The idea that you're getting random bits of tap to then weld together to make stuff, even if it's not going to be for your current character, because your current character's about to die.
Yeah.
But, I think it's okay.
It's like the staple guns and stuff in it. And
the shotgun is a giant staple cannon.
Yeah.
Okay. The only normal conventional gun's the one you start with. And it's like a little pistol that might as well not be worth it.
Well, it takes a couple of shots to drop someone.
So the only other game I've been playing, I mean, well, there's two, but one I'll talk about later anyway, because it's part relevant to the E3 thing. But the only other game is Dark Souls, because I need you lot to hashtag well done, Steve, you sad person, because I 100% to Dark Souls 1. As in, I've done everything. I've unlocked every weapon, and I've, like, got all the achievements and stuff, and I feel, like, hollow inside.
Dude, get a life.
Yeah, exactly. The problem is in Dark Souls, you infinitely respawn, Jay, so I have many lives.
So Dark Souls 2, then?
No, I need to take a break from Software. I can't handle it. No, I mean, everyone touts on about how great this game is and things, and I'm like, I just want a 3D Castlevania game that's not Willy's. And Jay's going to pipe up and go, Curse of Darkness and Lament of Innocence. And I'm like, I'm right there with you, but I need something a bit more, I don't know, visceral. And that's where Dark Souls lies for me. And anyway, besides that, that's all I've been playing. So Dark Souls and Void Bastards and Redacted Thing that shows up later in the podcast. Okay.
Well, I both mentioned two. That's balance.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, then. So let's jump into our main topic, then. E3 has just been on the horizon. The whole kit and caboodle. People can now go into the conferences and play these games if they happen to live in the United States. If you live in, like, the arse end of nowhere, like in the middle of the UK, in the Midlands or something, not so much.
Sunny Britain.
Yes, sunny. Sunny Britain. This is like the wettest season we've had in forever. But you know...
That'd be true.
It wouldn't be British if we weren't whinging about the weather.
Oh no, 5 weeks of rain in 3 days isn't too bad.
Shall we... who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about their E3, like... Oh yeah, by the way, this isn't a summary of the whole set of shows. This is more our personal, like, highlights and picks.
Yeah, we're doing a pick and mix because we're not interested in everything. Like, I'm interested in zero Nintendo things, for example.
Well, I'm interested in one.
See, I've got a smattering across the board, but I might just interject with, oh, and that is cool. But go on then, who's going first, Jay or Aid?
I'll start.
You going to go? Okay.
From the E3 correspondence, I think the only game that interested me in there was the Star Wars one.
Oh yeah, Jedi Fallen Order, isn't it?
Yeah. I know it looks very Uncharted-esque, but it's the combat that's like starting to get me. It looks very Souls-ish.
Some people have compared it to Sekiro, which is surprising because that's only just come out. Like, there's a lot of... I don't think we've had a full idea of what all the bars and stuff mean, but like a very poised and stance as opposed to just...
It's not button mashy.
No.
It looks interesting. I won't mind giving it a try.
So I only watched the brief bit of gameplay that was at the Microsoft conference. I didn't catch the EA play. But I did, I'm going to be a bit mean here, but for as by the numbers as it could be for an EA title, as in it's taking things from everywhere else, it looks fun enough. I mean, I like the fact that our protagonist isn't your stereotypical, like, really super handsome dude with, you know, your short crop brown hair. Instead, he's a
ginger kid.
Yeah, slightly goofy looking ginger kid with a really, really strange dog droid. I was going to say, like, Drog or Doid.
BD1.
Yeah, is that his name? BD1. That's so cute. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a bit more wait and see for me. That one.
Yeah, I think it's probably the same for me. But
do we think EA will get all the way to release?
Well, release the game.
I say this because I've been burned twice now.
They'll release the game, whether they bastardized it ever afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened to Anthem.
Ooh, no, that's not long. That's not. I could see the vein on your forehead, eh? No.
I mean, well, they released Anthem. E3's come and gone. They've said nothing about it at E3, really.
There was no deal. There wasn't, because they didn't have a conference, did they? Oh, goodness me. I know that's had a really troubled launch. Not to get sidetracked, but that's had like issues, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a live game. It's bound to have issues. I mean, I played it for a bit. It's a fun game to play, but there's just no content there. They need to just put more content in it.
Is that a worry for Fallen Order, do you think? Because it's a single-player game. They shouldn't have that kind of games-as-a-service focus, right?
Well, it's a different company as well, isn't it? It's Respawn doing it rather than BioWare. Respawn's had a pretty good track record of late.
You just mentioned BioWare, and I'm just thinking their last few games have been a bit badly received. And if we were to be uncharitable, the last decent one was Dragon Age Inquisition, and even that had a lot of blowback.
Yeah, it did. I think truly the last decent BioWare one was probably Mass Effect 3.
You can't say that. People get upset about the ending. I, however, will be like, I still play the multiplayer. EA, I know we're lambasting you a little, but if you make more DLC for that, we'll still play it.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, let's be fair and round table it. Jay.
Yo.
Am I right in thinking if I say what game have you been really looking forward to and enjoyed seeing at E3, it's going to be a 2-word title?
One of the words rhymes with boom. Yeah, you'd be right. You'd be very right. Yeah, what I'm actually sort of hyped for is very Bethesda heavy, but there are a couple that aren't Bethesda. I'm just gonna scroll down this list on Tech Radar, if that's okay. So from Microsoft, the only thing really that leaps out at me is Battletoads. A lot of people have been saying how, it looks pretty cheap, like a Flash game, but I actually love the look of it. It kind of looks like an Adult Swim cartoon. I think that's what they were going for. And, the original Battletoads was kind of quirky, and yeah, I think it suits. It's not Streets of Rage 4, but, it still looks like it's going to be fun.
It's funny you mentioned Streets 4. That wasn't at E3, was it?
No,
I wanted to see more gameplay that I could actually...
hoping for a release date or something there.
But no, back to Battletoads. I kind of agree with you, Jay. I do feel it looks almost like if this was like about 5 years ago, this would be a budget XBLA title, which it probably is what they're aiming at with it. I kind of, it's strange. When I saw it, I was with my partner, and this is for the podcast listeners, obviously, and I kind of had this thought in my head that this looks like something Jay would draw, if only in colour. So I get the comic cartoony aesthetic, and it feels very... I think the Battletoads, did they get a cartoon? I can't remember if they got a cartoon, but it seems like a cartoon, like an 80s cartoon show.
I want to say, yeah.
Because obviously their inspiration, Ninja Turtles, got one.
Yeah.
It feels very much like almost a Ninja Turtles game with the Battletoads instead. And I'm totally fine with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, makes total sense. So, from Konami, I mentioned Contra Hardcore earlier. And there was Contra Rogue Core, which actually looks more like less like a run and gun and more like a sort of viewed from above twin stick. But, that's kind of cool. It's in the spirit of the top-down stages from Contra 3, the Alien Wars. So, and I like the character designs. It's kind of cool. I don't know whether I'm going to enjoy that as much as Contra Hardcore because I love that game. But, I'll probably give it a go if it's an agreeable price.
I think I missed this announcement. When was this? Because I know it was announced, but I don't know where it was announced.
I can't remember.
Well, I think Konami was pretty much really glossed over because, here on this Tech Radar list, there's just Contra Rogue Core and the Contra Anniversary Collection.
So probably people are side-eyeing going, oh, is it going to be a pachinko machine? And in fact, no, we brought some games for you this time.
Yeah, Konami are a shadow of their former self, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, I know all they've been releasing lately, Rogue Core aside, is mostly compilations of their games, but apparently they're not badly done or anything, so it's nice they're at least giving their old licenses out. They're, here's these games you remember us for. Sorry, we're kind of wanky now.
I got Kojima anymore.
You see, don't, Steve. Don't unleash that one. Save that for another podcast. All right, okay. I think since we're round tabling this, I'll go for my first pick, which is not my be-all and end-all pick, but was 12 Minutes, I think it's called.
Yeah, 12 Minutes.
And it's a top-down kind of like almost a introspective drama kind of thing, but the concept is this man is stuck in the same 12 minutes.
Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it's Groundhog Day, the video game, which could either be really fucking awful or it's going to be friggin' brilliant. So, because it starts out as he's just having a date with his missus, and then someone breaks to the house, and then he's having a mental breakdown, and then it's back to normal, and just predicting the future and things. I'm not normally these days into my narrative-heavy games, but the idea of the Groundhog Day loop as someone's brain is slowly melting. Because, I mean, we've all seen the film, right? There's all manner of variations of we haven't seen what Bill Murray has actually suffered. We just know his soul has literally been pushed out his bum. So the idea to play that as a video game sounds interesting. 12 minutes sounds a bit rough, though, as opposed to a full day.
I would say that's kind of full circle because when you think about it in relation to video games, Groundhog Day is kind of like the old school arcade game grind of losing all your lives, starting from the beginning, knowing the game better and being able to do it better. He does that with an entire 24 hours.
So what we call Groundhog Day was formerly known as Ghouls and Ghosts, kids.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now, was it just me, or when the bald guy burst through the door, did you think that's Hitman?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. No, initially I thought, that's what this game's going to be. I'm still surprised by the perspective, to be honest, that it's the top-down thing. But that might just be trying to do something a little bit different, a top-down narrative game as opposed to the usual third-person doodah.
It was interesting. It looked good.
Yeah, so like I said, it's the first of many. Not to play my cards too soon. I'm curious, Aid. I know you've got another one. Because this one's brilliant. If it's what I think it is.
Yeah, 8 years ago, a certain little game came out for the PC, Phantasy Star Online 2. And it's taken them 8 years to bring it to the West.
See, right, before E3 started, guys, okay, we have this little FireButton group chat, and we're just spitballing, what would you like to see? And Aid's like, pie in the sky, totally no chance of it, PSO2. And then it comes out, and you go, quiet.
I think my actual words were, the fuck.
In capitals, yep.
Oh dear.
And Jay actually called bullshit on me.
Yeah. I like Jay's after reaction because obviously I think it says it's going to be an Xbox exclusive PSO2 in the West.
It seems like it, but it's only announced for the US at the moment.
Only the US.
Yeah, they say the West, but it's only the US, no Europe.
This is getting more annoying by the
Sega's
second.
Twitter just said, we're coming to the West, but we've got no information to share about European countries or.
To be fair, Europe is a huge localization task because we've got like a zillion languages.
This is fair.
I mean, it shouldn't impact us too much because I'm sure everyone knows how to download stuff from the US store anyway. I did it with Onigiri before that was released. So
And VPNs.
yeah,
Yes, you can use that.
Probably just all the pay stuff like the store we won't be able to use, which is fair enough.
And say further the rundown. I never played the original Phantasy Star Online, so what's different between online and online 2?
They rehold the entire game really. You didn't play online at all?
I played the hated one. I played Phantasy Star Universe.
Oh right.
I played the disliked child of the Phantasy Star Universe.
It is closer to Universe than the other one, like world-wise. But they've expanded and they brought mags back for a start, so you can build your mag. You've got like certain finishing moves, and you've actually got more classes to play on this one rather than just the 3.
It's still fundamentally a third-person action game with loot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was in PSO.
That's entirely what the game's driven by, just loot.
Okay. Well, I mean,
It's Groundhog Day again. Get more loot, get stronger, go back in, kill more things.
That's fair. That's fair. Oh dear. It looks cool, and it's apparently going to be the full package, not every expansion all at once, isn't it? It's like just everything.
They said all the content. I mean, when I played it on PC back when it was in like just the Asian countries and stuff, I think it was like episode 3 when I was playing it last, and they brought out some new classes back then. I can't remember. I thought I probably put about 200 hours into it, just like the Japanese version.
I remember seeing all the jokes on Twitter were basically boiled down to, like, I used to be a Final Fantasy streamer, and then this is coming out to the West. So, fair enough. Fair enough.
I think the main reason I stopped playing is I got IP banned.
Let me enjoy your game. No. You are from the wrong populace. Good day, sir. Well, bye-bye.
They brought it to I can't remember which country it was, but they gave it like an English localization, and when they did that, they started IP banning anyone who was trying to go over there. So unless you're using the VPN, you got caught.
That's just no fun, man.
No.
That's why this is taking so long to come to the West. Don't get me wrong, I guess there's some kind of... I'm struggling to find one, but there's probably some good reason. But
probably business reasons. Honestly, I don't know. It was done.
So, Jay.
Fuck you, Sega.
I mean, you could tell Sega to fuck as well if you want, but I was curious. What else has excited you at
E3? Well, the rest of it's pretty much Bethesda stuff. Do I need to mention Doom? Go on then. Yeah, no. Doom Eternal, as far as I'm concerned, there's like pretty much nothing new that's been shown on it. It's one of the very few games they showed a lot of gameplay at E3 because that was a gripe many people had. But yeah, it just looks solid. It looks more the same from Doom 2016 with added grappling and parkour stuff. But that's all anyone really wants, isn't it?
I think that's fair. I kind of like the idea that at least it's been kind of outlined in the narrative trailer, I think it was, that was something lines of, this is Doom guy is not going to just be fighting demons this time, he's also going to be fighting the Doom equivalent of angels and things.
Oh, all the heavenly. Looks amazing.
He's taking the fight everywhere. Like, if anyone so much as looks at this guy the wrong way, they get shot in the face with a shotgun.
So every time I've seen Doom, it's always like, you're walking through hell, there's fire everywhere, and then to see it up in the heaven, that was...
It makes sense, I think. It's the one thing you've never seen before in a canonical Doom game is the other side of the coin. You always have the downstairs place that's scary, full of fire and brimstone, rather than the upstairs place, which is meant to be all like harps and angels, which is now seems to be techno demon angels. So,
and I got to say, and this was the thing I really liked about Bayonetta, I think heavenly stuff can be scarier, creepier than hell stuff because all the hell stuff's been overdone. we're used to it.
Subverting expectations, I suppose, would be the way to say it. Making things that are meant to be nice and friendly looking actually pretty friggin' terrifying.
Yeah.
Plus, Doomguy fires himself through a BFG into a wall.
Yeah, where he kicks the shell off and then dives.
Oh yeah, from the orbital cannon. That's amazing.
Yeah, there's only like 2 minor complaints I've got for Doom Eternal so far, and they are minor at best. Okay, one is I do not like the new UI. The UI has changed since the last time they announced it, and it's got like this, dare I say, a bit try-hardy font, and the way things are set up on the HUD now kind of rubbed me the wrong way. All right, and it's like it's not as straight to the point as the previous one. Why? Why have you done this, Bethesda? I say Bethesda, it's software, but. And the only other thing, really, is the multiplayer seems a bit peculiar. They're trying to make it seem like a fighting game, whereas it's like the Doom guy versus a horde of enemies and 2-player controlled demons, right?
Well, that was just one mode, though.
I kind of liked what they implied in the last year. They implied that it's almost like the Dark Souls invasion system. You can be a complete butt wipe and jump into someone else's game and possess a monster. And obviously, I'd imagine they made that an opt-in, opt-out feature, but that sounds more fun than an actual set up a set arena and round. The whole idea that players can jump into your game and dick with you.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, I'm not normally a multiplayer guy, but if someone was to dare jump into my game while I'm having a full-on blast with like all these badass guns, you dare walk into my house with your crappy demon face, I'm going to blow you in half and chainsaw you. I kind of like the idea. It's almost like, get off my lawn kind of thing.
Old Man Steve's going in.
Yeah! No, yeah. But yeah, those are my 2 minor complaints about Doom Eternal. Everything else, fantastic. Love the violence, love the gore, love the fact that Doom Guy is still very much characterised by his actions, rather than he now has a voice. And he doesn't have a Cortana in his ear. Well, I suppose Vega's there. At least I think I heard him do the little AI thing, but not much.
Thing is, Doom Guy does now have a voice. He doesn't speak, but they've given him the old school style grunts and stuff. So many things like the plasma gun and the little health pickups they've made look like the old game. And I am down with that, obviously.
I know you're not normally a fan of these kind of things, but did you see the pre-order bonuses? One of them's like a classic shotgun skin, and one of them is the older SFX. Oh,
no, I didn't see that. I've seen the skin for the Revenant with the trumpet launchers. The Revenant. And I've seen the special edition you can get with the Doom Guy helmet, the one you can wear.
I think I love that bit of the cover as well. There's people now on Twitter going, that was Ed Boon. It's got to be Ed Boon. Doom Slayer's in Mortal Kombat, everybody. Like, just because he's wearing a normal, like, ironed shirt. Just that nod. Yeah.
That was a good show for Doom.
Yeah.
Strong.
I think they knew it was going to be their poster, their poster game of the entire thing. Because Fallout 76 and, dare I say it, the Elder Scrolls and whatnot, Elder Scrolls Online, they've taken a few hits.
I know a lot of the podcast media are calling it the best thing at the E3 this year.
Well, it's all saying at the start, wasn't it? It's one of the few things that had gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what gameplay it bloody was as well. But, as people say, it's more of the same. It's like Doom 2016. Was that a bad thing?
Oh, hell no.
Can we round table this? And it's not the same as Doom 2016. It's got a little shoulder flamethrower and wrist blade and a grappling hook shotgun, and that shoulder flamethrower fills in a gap, a much needed gap, can I tell you? Because chainsaw ammo, glory kill health, flamethrower armor. For some reason, you just melt armor off people. Well, that's fine by me. It's mechanically led gameplay. Sounds sound. I feel bad now because I pretty much talked all over Jay's segment.
It's fine. I only have very small things to say about Wolfenstein and Commander Keen. So, Wolfenstein Youngblood seems to have taken a bit of a back seat. I still like the look of it. They've gone synthwave with it a bit.
I really want to play that.
I'm going to say, if you get it digitally, I think you get a second copy. So you can, give it to someone else for the whole co-op aspect. I don't know if that's still around. I think it's on a pre-order bonus. I imagine, with it being a co-op based shooter, and they don't have the narrative crux of Wolfenstein 2, they won't have to have a nerfed main character for half the game.
Oh, that was annoying about Wolfenstein 2.
And all the trailers look very like you are running in with guns murdering people. But also, I do wait for Wolfenstein 2 as well. But it looks like it could be fun. I've got a soft spot for 80s action movies and music like that. So
yeah, it looks up your street, I'd say.
I've heard the tone of it is very, like, comedical as you're playing it.
Oh, you get that from the trailer. You know, when the blonde twin is telling the goth bay twin to lighten the fuck up. Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be a bit more lighthearted than Wolfenstein 2.
I think it's going to be a sleeper hit. It's going to be the one that slides under the radar and people like grasp onto it every time.
See, I think the only reason it's got a modest showing at E3 is because it's about to come out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
weeks,
next
4
month.
weeks?
Yeah,
It is
not
next
far.
month. I'd say it looks good. I'm going to play it. One more. Just one more. This is the last thing I have to say about E3. Commander Keen. I heard it was a mobile game, and I'm always side-eyeing people when they complain about mobile games, because there are some good mobile games out there, you know? Mm-hmm. But they're like, oh yeah, mobile game crap. So I looked up the announcement trailer, and it looks like some rad cartoon thing with a Sonic Underground theme song. It's like, I'm down with this. Yeah, the redesigns are okay. The animation's pretty good. Yeah, I'm down with this. And then I looked up the gameplay. What the... Yeah, the gameplay looks really bad. It's like some college game design students, like, phoned in, done overnight project. I'm not even kidding. It's slow, it's badly paced, it's terrible.
See, part of me thinks that might have been not final product, so to speak. It feels like it could be more concept than...
Here's hoping, because they've even got stuff like the animation triggers don't even work correctly. So you've got, like, Keen standing on the spot, but he's in his run animation. And, like, it just looks shoddy. Disappointed.
I feel bad, though, because, I mean, the devs, they got a lot of flack for it on Twitter and social media over it. And while I can understand, I don't think anyone should be subject to that kind of level of, like, you know, rah, hashtag not my Commander Keen and all the rest of it.
But here's the thing. I like the animated stuff, as I say. I think the game itself, they could just do with pulling it back, listening to some of the feedback, and actually putting out something that resembles the older games a bit more.
Yeah, so the original Commander Keen was a side-scrolling, like, platforming shooter thing, right?
Yep.
Right, yeah, like the old Duke Nukem.
Yeah, pretty much. It was that era of games. And it's not the best thing, but it was charming enough.
See, that could work on mobile, at least in my opinion. That old school, like, platforming shooter thing.
Yeah.
You know, you just tap where you want to go or tap to shoot. It's not going to be too hard.
Yeah, I've never seen the original, so I can't say either way.
Fair, that's fair. For my next pick, it's half the actual, like, symbolism behind the game than the actual game itself, but Shinji Mikami comes out. It's a Bethesda conference. And Shinji Mikami, obviously, Godfather, Resident Evil, like a one-time architect of survival horror, introduces his protege or his successor, Ikumi Nakamura, I believe her name is. And she does this ever so charming little pitter-patter about how she's all, you know, awkward, doesn't really like the whole public speaking thing, but she's going to power through it anyway. And she introduces this really cool-looking horror action game, Ghostwire Tokyo, which is brilliant because I'm fed up of Western horror stuff. You know how we were talking about demons not like 10 minutes ago and Doom? I would love to see more Japanese folklore-inspired stuff. I mean, I know that you've got your Neo, you've got your Onimusha and things, and stuff like that beforehand, but I want to see an action game take on it that isn't just, you know, you're stuck in medieval times, deal with these Shinto demons. Now, it seems to be your modern-day Hawkeye in a haunted post-Thanos snap Tokyo for some reason. I mean, it's not really Thanos, but everyone's disappearing. And I like the idea of running around that kind of cityscape with those kind of monsters. It could be very appealing, you know?
I like the trailer, but I like most things.
Need more gameplay.
Yeah, we just don't know what it is.
So the concept sounds great to me. You know, that's the thing. A Resident Evil 4 set in modern-day Japan with not Resident Evil 4 enemies. I can go with that.
I mean, the thing I cottoned onto straight away was the music. It was, again, Ghost in the Shell, like.
Definitely. Until we see more gameplay, though, I think it's going to have to be, like, you know, pending approval stamp. But, you know, I think Ikumi Nakamura is, like, one of the standout, like, heartfelt, like, everyone's like, yay, kind of moments, because she was so, like, you know, charming on stage. Right?
There is so much fan art, and it's not pervy. Yeah. It's adorable.
It's nice to see at least a little bit of respect for a woman in gaming these days. Go on then, Aid. What else have we got?
One from Ubisoft, the Watch Dogs Legion. I've not been a huge fan of the Watch Dogs series, to be honest. But watching this gameplay for Legions really got me interested. It's like the entire idea of you can control anybody in the city is quite appealing.
Well, you can mind control people.
No, you literally control them.
They just like, I'm going to take up arms now.
Yeah, there's no main protagonist to the game at all. You just building an army, basically, a bit like Brotherhood.
See, I didn't catch this trailer because I was at work when Ubisoft was on. So I know it's apparently set in post-Brexit UK, which is a very loaded fucking gun, can I just say right now?
I mean, the gameplay had like a bald bloke walking around saying that he needs to find someone who can take care of drones. And while he's looking through, he finds an MMA fighter, and he said, well, we don't need a shit kicker right now. Finds like a drone guy, but as he's looking, he glances over some of the other guys, and one that glanced over said, may die randomly, which I thought was fucking brilliant.
Oh, so the characters have like random traits and stuff?
Yeah.
That would be brutal, wouldn't it? You're playing this really awesome game, but your character has angina and can also have a heart attack. Like,
so, Rogue Legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, Rogue Legacy has stuff like gigantic head and stuff, as opposed to potential heart disease.
But, there's supposed to be 3 main classes. Like, you can have a stealth person sort of thing, one who goes in all guns blazing, and there's like a tech sort of guy.
An actual hacker in the hacker game.
But you can...
Which one was Helen?
She was the assassin.
Yeah.
Wait, so there wasn't... I know about the Helen is the elderly woman, right?
Yeah.
And she's the assassin.
She's an ex-assassin.
As in the Assassin's Creed universe assassin?
No.
Well, it's set in the same metaverse, isn't it? Or am I going crazy?
Yeah, well, it's implied that it is.
Okay, right.
But we're talking like Agent 47 type style assassin.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, they've said that... everyone in the city is controllable. Some will be more susceptible to joining DedSec than others. There'll be, like the Mass Effect 2 missions, like loyalty missions that you can go through.
Oh, right. So it's you've got like a large pool of potential NPCs.
And everybody's individual. Well, they say it's the individually voiced, so everything's different. But we've learned that they've recorded about 12 or 13 different takes for it, and then use voice modulation to change the voices for it.
Try and make everyone a bit more unique.
Yeah.
Okay. I do like the idea that it's kind of like there's like roguelike elements in a GTA style game. Makes it a bit more interesting than you are this particular psychopath following this particular psychopath's narrative.
Yeah, I mean, GTA's never interested me, to be honest. The last GTA game I've actually liked was GTA London back.
Ooh, you missed the entire 3D
back
generation.
when it was Micro Machines.
Well, I've played each of the 3D ones, but they've just never appealed.
I'd say I got off the hype train at Vice City and then got on the Saints Row bus after there, but that's just me. Well, not Saints Row 1. Saints Row was like garbage, but everything after that was fun.
Yeah, I played the first Watch Dogs, thought that was okay at best. The second one, again, okay. Nothing to shout about.
I'd say a lot of people were raving about Saints Row 2 when it came out. I'm not Saints Row 2, well, Watch Dogs 2 when it came out because of the dude with the helmet. I can't remember his name.
I don't know his name.
But then the dude with the helmet, and he's apparently like, although it comes across as this hacker goofball, is actually like probably the deepest whole character in the whole frigging game. So, I might give it a look. Like I said, the first Watch Dogs, I played that for 5 minutes and turned it off.
Yeah.
And I never played 2 as a result. I heard like everyone telling me how great the game was, but then I went and tried it because I'm a boring old fart when it comes to those kind of things.
It's just, with there being no protagonist, it kind of, it's interesting to see how they're going to do it.
Yeah, I think it might open it up a fair bit, ironically. They're supposed to, here's the entire world. It's
given its own identity rather than trying to copy something else.
Definitely. So am I right in thinking you're tapped out now on games, Jay? You've finished off on your Bethesdas?
Yeah. I mean, I could complain about how Panzer Dragoon Remake's not coming to PS4.
Don't get me started.
Yet.
Hey, the Panzer Dragoon game, right? That's still a good step forward, right? It's a new Panzer Dragoon.
Yeah.
And that opens the door for, if it sells well, here is the bumper crop gold edition on all platforms, like they seem to do these days. Like, here is the exclusive version on Xbox One. And then 1 year later passes. Here is...
Saying that, Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, I would say
it's... Automata, though. Same company, and they were PS4 and now they're on everything.
Well, if it goes to PS4, it's more likely to go to anything else, isn't it?
So what you're saying is that if it lands on the Switch, it stays on the Switch.
Well, you name the game that's started on Nintendo that's gone anywhere else. Exactly.
I am sad now. Well,
A lot of Sega's retro stuff is pretty much Nintendo exclusive anyway. Like all the remastered Mega Drive and arcade stuff that M2 have done. It's like, yeah, it won't actually come on anything that's not Nintendo. So a precedent's basically been set for Panzer Dragoon Remake staying on the Nintendo console, which makes me sad.
I thought was Panzer Dragoon on the Switch. I thought it was on the Xbox.
No, Switch.
Porters on the Xbox. That got backwards compat remastered.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I must have got mixed up. I didn't realise that was... Oh, no. People going to cry. I can see everyone's sadness now.
I mean, we knew the remakes were coming. We mentioned it last podcast. But it's, we didn't know where, and it's just happened to land it on the Switch.
They have said what platform Streets of Rage 4 is on, just to double check.
No.
Oh, no. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was planning on getting the Switch anyway, but I might force my hand a bit more.
Saying that there was some leaked gameplay footage, and apparently that was from PS4.
Yeah, I would have thought that would have came on everything that Dragon's Trap remake did. What with it being Lizard Cube, which is pretty much everything current.
Yeah.
So everyone's swinging around to indie games now. There was actually one I've been following for a while, and I was like, hey, that's at E3, at the Devolver conference.
That was
the Devolver Direct. Carrion, the reverse horror game, as they call it.
I've been following this on Twitter for a while.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
The whole, I'm sure it's like some kind of Metroidvania thing where you play as a biological weapon that's come out, it's got trained. Yeah, a very, very angry blob that's very charming in the actual conference. Like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that thing. Didn't I show you that one originally?
Yeah. It was a while back when the dev was just showing off a GIF or something on Twitter. I'm like, this is what I need in my life. I think it's my exact words.
I need to eat someone having a shit.
Yeah. I need to eat someone having a shit. But no, Carrion looks amazing. I mean, Devolver apparently, I've not really been following their stuff up until recently. What they're playing Enter the Gungeon. I mean, I think they published Enter the Gungeon, but apparently their conferences are always very surrealist, dark humour stuff.
Apparently this is the third one, and it's carries on a story for each one.
I love that idea. I mean, that's probably why Nintendo had such I think a lot of people said their Direct was better than the other conferences because it got straight to the point.
Yeah, they actually showed gameplay.
Speaking of Enter the Gungeon, what do you think about the arcade machine?
Oh, the Devolver bootleg. Oh, do you mean? Oh, no, you mean the actual shmup. The
light gun game. Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go to Arcade Club if they grab it.
They have been retweeting it.
Yeah. I mean, I've not been to a full-fledged arcade in years, so that's going to be an experience.
The last one I went to was Nottinghams before that closed down.
Yeah, it's upsetting in the UK that arcades seem to be more of a dying breed, although we did get more gaming bars and cafes popping up, so it's just... need more.
Well, what we should do, Steve, is get you up to the new arcade club that's opened up in Leeds and then podcast about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we also have the National Video Game Arcade. Well, it's now a video game museum, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's literally 5 minutes away from where I live.
Rub it in. No, I'm kidding.
I am.
Bastard. But no, I think... what other indie games were there? I'm struggling here. I think there was a few at the Xbox conference, but I can't remember what they were.
No, I can't remember a lot of them. I know John Romero did the Empire's Sin. Supposed to be a XCOM style sort of game.
The gangster XCOM game.
Yeah.
I immediately said in the FireButton, our little community chat was, oh, Spike's getting a game then. Because you put mafiosi guys in anything and, Spike appears from underneath a pack of, treats and snacks, goes, excuse me?
Yeah, but for an XCOM style strategy, it's a unique setting. And, I'm a big fan of Romero, Daikatana aside, so, yeah.
I think it's been slightly done before, though. I want to say Emerters or something it was called. There was an XCOM knockoff back when the reboot for XCOM started, so to speak, when it first popped off.
Yeah.
The gangster one. But that said, I'm not sure who made Emerters, and Romero's got Rep and Legacy. Plus,
and there was a 90s style game literally just called Gangsters. It was the same thing.
I think all it just boils down to is I want Shining Force 4, and this is the closest stuff that we're going to get to.
You want Shining Force 4? Sega. If for some reason you listen to our podcast, know that one, there are people a bit side-eyeing you because, not Phantasy Star, but Panzer Dragoon is only going to be on the Switch. We would like to see Streets of Rage 4 gameplay. And Aiden wants Shining Force 4. The Europeans would like PSO2. This has become the Sega bashing Dreamcast.
Hey, I want Shining Force 4. Shining Force 2 is like still one of the very best RPGs I've ever played. And, 4? I want 4.
So this is the bashing Sega podcast, isn't it? It seems to be.
Well, we love Sega, but they're just
Sega.
not giving us what we want. They sort of fucking Sonic and Mario.
It's strange when you think about it, though.
Or they give us what we want and they monkey paw it.
Yeah, not to go off topic too wildly, but you think about it, that back in the 90s, Europe was like Sega Heartland in the West, and America was Nintendo Heartland in the West. Now it's just a case of everyone goes to America, Europe, you could sit in a hole and just, you can fuck off and die. You're like, cheers.
I mean,
Thanks.
What's the best thing Sega's given us over the last few years? It's got to be...
Sonic Mania.
Exactly.
And that's a Sonic game. A non-Sonic game, you mean?
Yeah.
The Yakuza games?
They were okay at best.
But they're all digital, so that everyone pretty much got them, right? For the most part.
No, they started on PlayStation 2.
No, I mean the later Yakuza games. As in Chiwamis and whatnot.
No, they got physical reasons.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they were all like digital stuff.
No.
Huh? Okay. Shows what I know. I'm sorry. Sonic All-Stars Racing.
I bet it's okay.
Okay.
The latest Team Sonic Racing, I would say, is better than any Mario Kart game. I loved it.
Might be a hint of bias, though. I don't know.
Dude, I love the Mario Kart series. This is not just a throwaway thing I'm saying. Apart from Mario Kart 64, which I think is a pile of crap, most of the Mario Kart games are all pretty solid. They're very fun. So, yeah, Team Sonic Racing was just really good.
Anyhow, we have gone into ranting about things that are not E3. We're going to dial it back. I'm going to bring you all back now, okay? I'm going to say one word, as well as Keanu Reeves said it, Cyberpunk. That's probably my standout for E3 still. Just
I
like
know,
it
I was thinking
year.
we were going to get through the entire podcast without mentioning Keanu. Awesome though he is.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. I love that. I love that moment. But no, the game still looks cool. Admittedly, the gameplay part of that trailer, well, there's two trailers. There was a cinematic trailer and there was a gameplay trailer. It was like about 10 seconds long. But the whole, like, you get thrown into an ice bath to go into, like, a sensory deprivation deep web and stuff. And then just the aesthetic still looks amazing.
It looks more Deus Ex than what Deus Ex ever did.
Yeah. Well, it's wearing, like, every cyberpunk trope on its sleeve, isn't it? You've got neon everywhere. It's raining and miserable in places. Keanu Reeves is now here. You know, I'm waiting for Rutger Hauer to appear at some point, even if in a cameo form, and talk about tears in the rain.
That would make it an insta-buy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't wait to get my hands on it. And much like everything else that was frigging announced at E3... 2020, around either April or March. So it's no longer Broketober, it's Brassic March. Wait, that doesn't work.
Brassic March.
Moneyless March.
Dinosaur film, I'm sure.
Brassic March. But no, I kind of wish they would announce, like, here is a third-person mode, but instead they've just basically done here's this little hidden bit of nugget of data in our trailers that you can pick up on, and it turns out we're side-eyeing other developers to special editions by giving you an actual special edition as the normal thing, and then an over-the-top special edition. Cyberpunk 2020, it was a tabletop game. 2077 looks to be a landmark game, which apparently CD Projekt Red are renowned for since The Witcher 3. It seems to be.
There's been a bit of a blowback over the last few days. There's been...
Well, the Switch port being graphically not as...
No, talking Cyberpunk.
Why? What's happened?
Something to do with when people went down to the show floor, there was a poster that someone had put up. I can't remember the artist's name for it. I know it's a female. It was a picture of a obviously transgender girl with the slogan "Mix It Up," and everyone's kicking off about it now.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. You can't use like trans people as a bargaining chip.
No.
Yeah, that everyone's a person. Everyone is.
I mean, it's a marketing slip-up, really.
Mate, yeah, that's not nice. I mean, it's easy for us. We're cis white dudes.
Yeah.
Not to get too far into it, but yeah, trans people are marginalised enough. You don't want to use them as a marketing tool or like that. I mean, there's enough people taking the piss out of everyone, having a pride flag, corporations going, "You will now love us."
Yes, if you go onto Twitter, everyone's saying, well, they've got rid of any goodwill they've had by bringing Keanu in by doing that.
Oh, man.
It's
You
still
literally
gonna,
have just put a sour taste in my mouth.
it's still going to sell gangbusters, we know this.
No, I think there are two sides of it though, because stuff like trans people want more representation in the media, and you get stuff like this. They're like, "Well, here's your representation," but they get it wrong. Again, it's the monkey paw stuff. But I think this is going to sound like I'm being overly fair and extending the olive branch, but I think missteps like this are kind of necessary to get a better understanding of what's required. So we should be a little more forgiving. They tried. It was wrong, but they tried.
Let's say they issued a statement regarding it.
Not that I know of, but I've not really read up much about it. It's just what I've seen of it the last day or so.
I say, because CD Projekt Red, they obviously run GOG as well, don't they? And there was a big shitstorm last year about basically, their community manager at the time, or their PR guy, was being a very unpleasant and rather trans-unfriendly kind of attitude, from what I remember. And they got rid of him right sharpish. So hopefully they can address this without making too many people upset. It does feel like Jay said, probably a marketing misstep. But again, it's not really my place to decide that, I don't think. It's more,
No.
It's
not our expertise, really. We're just here to enjoy the games.
Well, there is that. But you've got to be mindful of these things. People matter, don't they?
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was one other game for E3 that I had really excited about, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Breath of the Wild 2. I haven't even got a Nintendo Switch, and I know I want to get a Switch for that. I don't know what it's going to be called, but
it's just called Breath of the Wild sequel.
It does look like it's going to be I mean, the last time we had a proper direct Zelda sequel was Majora's Mask, technically.
The question is, though, does it come out on this system?
Link Between Worlds.
Was that? I suppose. But I was thinking more, here is one Zelda, and then here is another one set in the same universe straight after. But yeah, I'll give you that one, Jay. I'd imagine so. They haven't announced any hardware, have they?
No, there's talk about releasing a different version of the Switch, a little bit more powerful and stuff like that. Perhaps like the new Switch, or whatever they want to fucking call it.
That'll be it. You'll have, there'll be, the usual Nintendo people on stage, and then Phil Spencer walks out. With all the buddy.
I just feel like when it comes to games like this, they'll announce it, and then you don't see it for the next 5 or 6 years.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Breath of the Wild was fairly quick from its announcement. But then again, the Wii U was there, so they probably wanted to get it out, and that's the last dying breath of the console.
Well, I think it may have been started development on Wii U, and then moved it over to the new one.
This is going to be the first one developed purely for Switch. I mean, not to say that the Switch version hasn't just had more content than the Wii U version, because it has. But
how old's the Switch now? Is it 3 years?
Honestly, I think something like that, yeah. Smash Brothers was not a launch title that came out last year.
I don't know.
And then something like that. I'm not good at my history or dates or geography or anything useful to normal human beings. So I'm going to say yes with a question mark. The Nintendo Direct, I only caught bits, but I know that they got 2 new characters for Smash. They got the Dragon Quest character and they got Banjo-Kazooie, which means hopefully the Echo Fighter ukulele. Probably not, but,
Spencer should have come out for that.
But Nintendo Direct was pre-recorded, which is probably the way to go. I mean, I was saying this a little bit earlier, wasn't it? Pre-recorded stuff is always going to be a bit better than, here are these clips of people saying how great your company is, like Bethesda. And I think Ubisoft did it as well, didn't they? I didn't catch Ubisoft, but did they have like a bit where they were basically going, you the players, you're the best? And then
I think
a
that
dance
was the theme
number.
through everything. All the dance number was horrific.
E3 doesn't need these things. It doesn't need these. It just needs, hi, we appreciate you as fans. Here are our games.
It needs
then
gameplay.
Roll the trailers. Get to the point.
They were celebrating Just Dance 10 years, and they came out dancing for that, and then for some reason they muted the crowd and then played that Skibbity. God knows why they muted the crowd. And then when they went back to the original song they were singing, they unmuted the crowd.
So that would have been a brief moment of music playing, followed by... Okay.
It's like, we don't know how they're going to react to this song, so let's mute them just in case.
Isn't that still coming out on the Wii?
No. Yes.
That's 20, isn't it? 2020 coming out on the Wii? I think people have been taking the mick out of it because it's skipped the Wii U this time.
Okay, so it appeared on the formats list, and one thing a lot of people don't know is that Wiis are still used to rehabilitate people that have had accidents, sort of for physio in hospitals.
Physical therapy stuff. See, that makes
stuff
sense.
like Just Dance is actually great for that, and Wiis are still used for that purpose.
See, that's the thing. I think that is brilliant, and that's a heartwarming thing. Now that Jay said that, it's probably not for the people in the home, it's probably for the people who do physiotherapy, and that's like, aww, Ubisoft did a nice.
Pretty cool.
Where's Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Next year.
No, I'm joking.
And where the fuck is Rayman?
Well, the other thing about the Nintendo one that I won't mind seeing or trying out is the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Black Order.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first two.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real for a sec, okay? I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 looks better than Square Enix's The Avengers.
How can you tell? It was just a fucking trailer.
Because the actual...
There was no gameplay.
The actual aesthetic of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 generally gels better than here are the movie Avengers, but they're not the movie Avengers.
No, it's fucking Nolan North.
No, it's just... it's weird. You see these outfits, things, they look like the actual films. And then you see their faces. No, they don't. They look like 2008 era people. Cool.
So I was listening to some podcasts last night, and they actually played, they didn't play, they watched the gameplay demo of this Avengers game. And it turns out it's just like a third-person action game with button combinations.
Are we talking like Street Fighter, or...?
No, third person, so you're talking like Destiny sort of thing. Maybe. Like third-person Destiny.
See, you're making me even sadder. At least in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, it's going to be a case of you've got your 4 face buttons, and each of them do a special move when you hold a trigger.
Yeah. Apparently it looks really rough, and the reason they didn't show any of the gameplay is because it's probably, the stuff that they had was probably months older than what they were showing.
You're making me sad again. I just thought, Black Order's on a Switch.
Yes.
It's not going anywhere else. I'm going to have to get a Switch, everybody. I haven't got the money for it. Oh, dear. No, everyone was hyping up this game before E3 as well, this Avengers A-Day. Isn't that its proper name or something?
Oh, it's based on A-Day.
That's meant to be the movie, the first movie, right?
I don't think it's based on any movie. It's like an original story that they've done.
Oh, okay. It just seems a bit...
It's like something happens and the Avengers break up and...
You know, it feels... obviously, it kind of is, but it feels like an old-school 2009, 2010 movie tie-in with a bit more of a budget. That's...
They're pushing it as a live game as well, which is...
As a game as a service?
Yeah, which is fucking balmy.
Yeah, no.
Everything I'm hearing about it, I'm disliking. And that's come from someone who plays a fucking live game most of his time.
Yeah, if Square didn't bring out FF7, I don't think they would have had any positive feedback, would they, this year? No. And then, obviously, Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, yeah. That looks good.
I mean...
Eight's probably one of my favourite ones.
They've touched up the graphics as well, so
yeah,
Squall might actually be the best-looking guy in here.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still... FF7's too... Is it... It's same, 2020?
FF7's 2020, the FF8 is this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they said exactly when, but I'd imagine it'd be fall.
So I had to break my own rule. I wasn't watching any FF7 remake footage until the game came out, but I was, based on Tifa's in it. Oh. Is she?
Bay.
Yeah, Team Tifa for life, and I had to get it watched. It looks good. It looks less like a FF15 mod now. Still a bit, but...
I like that they've actually moved to an action combat game.
Yeah, but the last time they did that I remember was Dirge of friggin' Cerberus, and that didn't go out so well for FF7 now, did it?
I mean, I know it's still got the ATB bars and stuff on that for special attacks.
Yeah, I like that. That whole you're building up your super moves, and then your super moves are the old school magic and things.
So I think one of the gripes that a lot of people have with Final Fantasy is just when that ATB bar was full and you told them to do something, there was like a massive delay before they actually moved or did anything.
Whereas now it's instant, isn't it? It just like cancels into it.
So you just had like characters standing on the screen looking gormless at each other before they attack.
See, I still could have got behind the old FF7 if they somehow found a way to make it look like it does, but then it cuts to very 90s JRPG. They're just stood in a line and then they go up and whack them. But I'm of a very different breed, apparently. Everyone wanted it to be a 3D action game, and here we are. But no, I think that's pretty much it for me when it comes to E3. Have you got any other things that aid, or...?
The other one I'd want to touch on is the new Rainbow Six game. I've enjoyed Rainbow Six in the past.
Right.
Siege kind of missed the mark because it was mostly PvP based.
Yeah.
This one that's coming out, Quarantine, I think it's called. It's more co-op based, like storyline based as well.
Like the old school ones?
Yeah, so we've not had one since Vegas, I think.
So when you say something like Quarantine, because I never played the Vegas games, I only played like the first 3 Rainbow Six games.
Which were the best ones, to be fair.
The ones where you could literally spend an hour planning them.
Yeah.
And the Quarantine, like, ooh, we're getting a remake of Rogue Spear. Because I think that was all like, it starts out as meant to be some kind of nuclear threat and it becomes a virus or something.
Something like that. We didn't really touch much on it. We just saw like a...
With a name like Quarantine, it's like definitely going to be a bioweapon based.
Yeah,
right?
but they showed you a trailer. It had like some black stuff going up his arms and a lot of beeping, and then the Rainbow team came to extract him.
Oh, I wasn't half expecting... That sounds a bit like we're skirting on the realms of Resident Evil then.
Yeah.
Because, I wasn't expecting...
No, his arm didn't...
guy. Yeah, he didn't grow a second hand. He didn't go the thing. He just went, I'm a bit unwell. I've got... my pen's leaked all over my hand.
He didn't go an eyeball in the palm of his arm.
Yeah. Oh, dear. And that's... What, is that this year or is that next year? Is that another 2020?
Next year.
Fuck my life.
Everything's 2020.
It's going to be... These are going to be the end of generation games, aren't they?
It made me wonder why, because a lot of it was announced for spring. So, well, why didn't they just wait for the new consoles at this rate?
Everyone's dodging Christmas.
Yeah.
Are they all afraid of Death Stranding?
Well, that's this year, isn't it?
Yeah. That's...
Well, Shenmue 3's not.
I am still holding belief that it's not even going to come out. Right?
I know that got pushed back, and I know it's in November, and I think it might be in date with Death Stranding. If not, it's a week later.
Oh, there was one more game I want to talk about, very briefly.
Shenmue 3?
No, but it is a 3. Borderlands 3. Technically it was announced before, but no, they did the really cute thing with Borderlands 3. They've made a DLC for a game that came out in 2012, of all fucking things.
Seems to be a theme.
But no, Borderlands 2 got some free DLC as a result that ties in as a prelude, a prequel. It's actually decent, compared to the old, Borderlands 2 DLCs and things. Sizably good bit of content there, and it's free.
I like that it's free, and I also like that they've practically given the game away on just about every format right now.
Yeah, right now it's available on PlayStation Plus, Game Pass, and the DLC comes with the really nifty thing, and I dare say the best addition isn't the campaign itself, but you can now start a new character
level 30.
At level 30, and it skips the main quest, so you can go straight into the end game stuff. And I think it's got the last mission, so you just beat that and then go, right, new game plus on the actual, the quote-unquote real game begins. You can skip the waffle.
So I'm interested in taking a look at that DLC, but for some reason I've got no interest in Borderlands 3.
See, Borderlands 3, I'm waiting a bit, because it seems to be every time they announce something new for Borderlands 3, Randy Pitchford sticks his oar in and then makes a real scene.
Cock of himself.
Well, I was trying to be diplomatic about it, but,
it's just going to be standing there with his fucking card tricks, isn't it?
It's eerie how quiet that man has been. Are they shut the fuck up, Randy?
Well, they need to be honest. The amount of shit that he's done over the last few months.
I feel bad now. Jay's been quiet for so long. Jay, have you got anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
We should end the podcast now.
It's like that.
So, this is the end of the E3 podcast. Thank you for listening. I'm Steve. I run the Twitter for FireButton at FireButton Games.
I'm AIDS. You can find me Orochi. The first O is a 0 on Twitter.
Zerochi.
Pretty much.
And I'm Jay. Twitter handle is JXT, spelled phonetically. JAYEXTEE.
We are obviously FireButton, so by all means check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and now SoundCloud. Thank you all so much for listening, and I suppose it's time for us to sign off, so
See you next time.
see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.